Katie here, and welcome to my channel. Thank y'all very much for joining as we embark on another 365 hairstyle challenge. It's gonna be French braids today. And I know yesterday we did the blind hairstyle thing, and that is what I want this challenge to be, is just blind hairstyles and seeing how they go. But that leaves the question, are the previous videos still part of the 365 hairstyle challenge? Or do I just have to annex them completely and not have them in the same playlist, maybe? The world may never know. Or they will know one day. But regardless of all of that silly business, frivolous questions that will eventually be answered, I'm sure. I've already gone in with the OY rose hair and body oil. Love how it smells so much. I love how it feels. I love all of it. So, y'all know how to do a braid. If you don't, go check out that video I made about how to do braids. Super simple, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, freezy. So you're just gonna do the same thing you do with a braid, but every time you go and, loop something to the middle, you're going to bring hair with you. I do not have enough fingers for that. I'll show you with my hair instead. I'm interrupting this video. I didn't explain at all how to do this side very well. I have done it. But we did get a hairstyle out of it. I think it's kind of whimsical, something. It's something. But, so it's just the French braid, regular hair, nothing done to it, put into a hair tie. This is a scrunchy hair tie, just a little bit fashion, I guess they're coming in. I don't know. I've always loved scrunchies. I'm from the 90s. It's a thing. And so, yeah. I wear it to the gym with y'all. That all being said, I'm going to go ahead and go through the actual tutorial on the left side of my hair now. Okay, so you want to start out a French braid. Take a small section of hair. So you're going to section your small section into 3 sections on top of your head, and you're going to start like a regular braid. Alright? You're just going to do one step of the braid. What you're going to do next to create the French braid is every time now that you take a section from the left or the right, you're going to take the hair from the outside of this whole section of head that you're making into a French braid. In this case, because they're pigtails, it's going to be the middle part and the hairline. You're just going to add it, the small section, into the other braid section and put the whole thing to the middle like you're doing a braid. And you're going to repeat that with the other side. Now, some key points here are you want to make sure that you're keeping all of the sections separated. Oh my Lord. Like I said, you want to keep them separated, or it's going to start looking funky. And I'm having some technical difficulties with my braids again. Okay. Oh, now I have 4 sections of hair. Okay, there we go. That works. That is not working. We're just gonna go in there and separate it. Problem solved. Okay, and that's basically all you're gonna do. Piece of hair from here into the braid into the middle. Piece of hair from the other side into the other hair into the middle. When you get into the technicalities of it, you're going to want to keep your fingers holding the hair of the braid as close to your scalp as possible, and you're going to want to keep the braid itself as tight as possible. You don't want to pull it too tight where it hurts, because your hair is going to end up falling out if you do it too often. That's essentially how it is. So when you go to take the hair, you just kind of pull it down to the scalp and make sure it stays pretty tight, right? And when you're taking sections of hair, you're going to want to make sure that the strands of the braid are going to be of equal density, thickness, you know, so that way the braid ends up looking pretty uniform. And as you go along, it's going to start getting wider. So basically it's going to create a triangle, very long triangle. So the point of where you started, and then slowly it's going to get bigger until it just like the same width apart. But that's how I do it, and every time I get a new section of the braid into the middle, I tug a little bit and secure it to the scalp. Now you want to pay attention to where you're placing your braids, so when you pull the piece down, like you can pull it this way and you'll end up having a braid that goes towards the center of the scalp, towards the hairline. Hey baby, my dog came to visit. Oh, he's a bit camera shy. Oh, hello. Oh, it's your baby. Thank you. No. Ah. Off. Oh.
3 hours later.
Come on, baby. Good boy. He's a good boy. I really lost my train of thought. Okay, so where were we even? We're on the left side. Ah, okay. And depending on where you're actually pulling it down to will depend on where it goes. Alright, So I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward through this until we get to the nape of the neck, and we'll go from there. Alright, so now that we've reached the nape of the neck, you're going to end up with this little bit of hair that was all in the middle. That's basically laying flat against your head, just hanging there. Okay? So what I normally do with this is I'll just take sections and put it into the braid as though I were still French braiding, but you can just separate it into threes and put it all in there at the end. So that's the French braid, and what you basically, what you are going to do if you just want to continue it into a braid is continue the pattern of left to the middle, right to the middle. And once you get long enough, you can bring it around to the front. So this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Instead of going over, you're going to go under to continue that pattern. And if you were to go over, it would just undo the braid. Kinda? Well, maybe. I think, now that I think about it, it would just eventually turn into a braid after 2 or 3 of those turns, because it's French braided and you'd have to unfrench the rest of it to continue into the thing. Does that make any sense? I don't know. But I'm going to take a quick break and I will be right back. Okay, so hopefully that was maybe a little less confusing than how the other one had turned out. It's definitely a lot less time. So, yeah, those are French braids. And let me turn around, show you how they look a little bit. Let's check out the handiwork, I guess. So, yeah. And as you see, they're probably a little off center from each other, which is fine. I'll probably take it out and redo it. Well, they're kind of the same. So, yeah. And I don't really have much else to say about this. And that's how you do a French braid. Hopefully this helped y'all, and I wish y'all the rest of your day well, because that's how people say that.